Grosenick. Again, if you have questions, please use the raise hand function. If you have a follow-up, please ask it following your first. Paul Gazzola, Oilers TV.
Hey Troy, just to confirm, are you starting tonight?
No, I'm not.
Okay, and just getting that out of the way, can you detail maybe the adventure you went on just to get here to Edmonton?
Yeah, so I was got a call that I was claimed, and was kind of at the rink in LA and got all my ducks in a row at the rink there, got my gear packed, and headed over, packed up my stuff at the apartment I was staying at, and got some paperwork. Was on the road in about 3 hours after I got claimed, maybe less. Stopped the first night in Ogden, Utah, and then kept driving. Got up early in the morning, kept driving. Then I was in like the mountains somewhere in Montana, and my agent called and asked me if I'd crossed the border yet. I said no. He's like, "Well, stop wherever you can. We're not sure if you're going to be going up to Edmonton quite yet." So Helena was the next stop. I always thought Helena was a lot bigger than it is, being a capital city of Montana and everything, but didn't realize it was as small as it was. Stopped at a hotel. It was funny. I mean, it was probably about noon when I got that call. So it was Sunday, and so the football games were on. So I decided, I was like, well, I'll get a hotel and watch some football. And get to the hotel, and it's probably like 1 o'clock now, like right when the football games are starting, and the hotel says they can't get me in until 3, so I reserved a spot at the hotel and crashed there and watched football, and the next morning like was up early and just scrolling Twitter on my phone, seeing the waiver wire, and once I saw we were all clear, started heading north, and got up here on Monday.
Okay, next question, Reed Wilkins, 630 Ched.
Hi, thanks for doing this. In terms of how you're feeling, I mean, obviously a weird situation because you went through camp and then had a break from being on the ice, and now you're getting back into the swing of it. How do you feel conditioning-wise? How soon do you feel you could play a game if you're called up?
Feel great. Feel like I can play anytime. Just I'm ready when called upon. I think, maybe it was kind of easy. Like I was able to work out and stuff, so I was able to keep some of the cardio and stuff like that up, even when I was in the quarantine, and got back on the ice. And first couple days just with coaches, and obviously it's not quite the pace of an NHL practice, and then I feel back up to speed. So yeah, whenever, pretty easy that way. Just get in front of the puck.
And if you don't mind, I'm hoping you could maybe take us back and tell the story of November 12th, 2014, when you made your NHL debut and wound up with that big shutout.
Yeah, the thing I remember really the most was that my family was able to get there into Carolina, and I think everybody's NHL debut is a special occasion, and I just kind of told myself like it's just another hockey game. You've been doing it for years. Puck's the same thing that you've been stopping for 20 years, whatever it's been, and that night a lot of them hit me, and I was able to share it with my parents and my wife and brother and uncle, and it was just really cool, like after the game being able to talk to them for 15-20 minutes and just kind of reminisce on the whole path to getting to that point in my career. And it was a great night, and it's kind of been the driving force for me to get back to the NHL.
Next question, Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Troy, a couple of things. Why driving instead of flying to get to Edmonton? And you probably fly to Edmonton a heck of a lot easier than driving. And the other question I have, have you even dressed for another NHL game since back in 2014, 15, in terms of before you got to Edmonton, in terms of in a backup role in Nashville or San Jose?
Yeah, I dressed for both San Jose and Nashville after that. Just backing up, like you said. Few short stints with each. Why driving? It basically boiled down to I didn't have a spot to keep my car in LA. I didn't know many people there and didn't know what it would cost to keep the car there. Car had just gotten delivered out there like a couple weeks before, and when I talked to Ken, he said that I needed to be up here by Monday, and so I said I'll just drive it. And I have a few guys that I've played with over the years from up here and really close with. Dan Carr, who's with Washington now. He played with me last year and went to school with him at Union. And I've just figured, if something happens again, Carzy would bend over backwards for me, and his wife would too. And just the comfort of being able to leave some stuff with them if something, happened again. So that was really the impetus in driving. And I don't mind driving. I actually enjoy it, and it's a beautiful drive up that way. So that was it.
Is that a Jeep you're driving or a U-Haul?
Jeep Grand Cherokee. She's got a lot of miles on her now. I think she's up to around 100,000.
Okay, thanks.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
So that's like the journey within the journey for you, right? A long drive and a long career. How do what keeps the flame going, man? You've been at this a long time. You haven't had a lot of NHL sniffs, and here you are. Maybe you get one here. What keeps the flame going for you, man?
It's a number of things. I mean, first of all, I love hockey. It's the job I dreamed of having growing up, and something that I'm able to support my family with, and it's my passion. I love it. I'm very lucky to be able to do what I love and make a living, and I'm just going to keep working hard and having fun. I'm a very lucky person to be able to do something that I love and have fun with every day, and be handsomely rewarded enough that I can provide for my family. And my family's kind of the other side of it too. It's pretty special, and definitely missing them in the past couple months here. But at the end of the day, it's something I can do that hopefully will provide a good upbringing for my son and daughter, and I'm just very lucky to be able to do what I do.
So tell us a little more about your family. Like guys like you, we've watched this. I've certainly seen this a lot. The further you go in your career, the harder it is to keep moving everyone around. You got kids now. Maybe just tell us how old your kids are, and the whole dynamic of being 31 and still chasing the dream, and the family's hanging in there with you.
First of all, my wife's a rock star. She's been taking care of 2 kids. My son's 3, my daughter's 5 months, and she's she's kind of been single momming it. When I was in the bubble with my son alone, and she was pregnant with my daughter, and now she's got some help, obviously, we're really close with our neighbors, and her mom's about half an hour down the way. But my wife couldn't do it without her. And we're moving all the time, twice a year. Our home base is in Minnesota, and she's kind of got everything always planned. She knows exactly how to pack, how many boxes we can fit in certain size U-Hauls and all that type of stuff. So, it's one of those things, like we've kind of adapted to it, and we haven't quite had to move with the 2 kids yet, but it's something that we love to do, and I think my son loves being around hockey players, and it's just part of life now.
One more, Mark Spector, go ahead.
Sorry, I know I saw a tweet of your dad, and when you were getting that 45 save shutout, he was crying in the stands, and I it's got to mean so much. you're up here alone now, right? And this with this quarantine, like if you get a start in the next couple days, can you get anybody up here? Will there be anyone up here? How's that different?
I don't think anyone will be up here in the next few days, but I don't know if it's really that different, like in the game. I mean, in the game, I try to keep it all within the glass and focus on stopping the next puck. But I like the one thing I've learned with being away from everybody, my parents and obviously my wife and kids, is FaceTime's awesome. Like, so I'm sure we'll I've FaceTime with my wife and kids and my parents just about every day, and so that won't change too many things. Yeah, hopefully we can kind of celebrate on FaceTime soon.
Last question for me. What did your parents do growing up? What did your dad do and your mom?
My dad was in door-to-door sales, selling stamps mainly. He is not working right now. And then my mom is in international sales for food warming company.
Jim Matheson, go ahead.
One last one from me, Troy. Why did you sign in LA? Did it look like you weren't going to get a shot in Nashville?
It was just like an opportunity thing, and I loved being at home in Milwaukee. That was awesome. Something that my family definitely cherished. But yeah, it was time to move on. The opportunity and you know, the way things were presented to me just seemed like LA was a better option and a better opportunity to, you know, hopefully get some NHL games. Pretty much simple as that.
This concludes Troy Grosenick's media availability. Thank you, Troy.
Thank you.